Hey, welcome. So, have you ever looked in the mirror and thought about straightening your smile, but then figured, that ship has sailed? Well, you might want to think again. Today, we're going to break down exactly how modern clear aligners are completely changing the game for adults.
You know, this is probably the #1 question people ask. So many of us have this idea that braces and orthodontics are just for teenagers, but that's just not the case anymore. Honestly, it is never too late, and the technology we have now is literally designed with an adult's life in mind.
For the longest time, if you wanted straight teeth, you had one option, a mouthful of metal. And yeah, they worked, but for an adult in a professional setting, that could be tough. The new way? It's a whole different world. We're talking about clear aligners that are discreet, totally removable, and so much easier to keep clean. They just fit into your life.
Okay, so let's really dive in here. What exactly are clear aligners, and why are they such a revolutionary solution, especially for adults?
So at their simplest, clear aligners are just a series of custom-made, clear plastic trays that you wear over your teeth. Each new tray you pop in makes a tiny, super precise adjustment. And over time, all those little movements add up, guiding your teeth exactly where they need to go. And the crucial part? They're specifically designed for adult jaws, which, unlike a teen's, have finished growing.
And this is a really big deal, because treating an adult is way different than treating a teenager. We're dealing with jaws that are set. Plus, most adults have some dental history, right? Maybe some fillings or even a crown. The treatment plan has to take all of that into account, not to mention things like gum health and bone density. It makes the whole process much more personalized.
All right, so you're thinking about it. What does this whole journey actually look like from start to finish? Let's walk through the steps, because once you see the process, it feels a lot less intimidating.
Your path to a new smile really boils down to a predictable 3-step journey. It all starts with a professional consultation, then moves into some seriously cool high-tech planning, and finishes with you wearing the aligners while your progress is tracked. It's a structured approach, so there are no surprises.
Step 1 is all about teamwork. You'll sit down with your orthodontist and they'll do a thorough exam, look at your dental history, but most importantly, they're gonna listen. What are your goals? What do you want your smile to look like? It all starts there.
Now this part is where the magic of modern tech comes in. Forget those goopy, messy molds you might remember. Instead, they use a 3D scanner to create this incredibly precise digital map of your mouth. Your orthodontist then uses that model to plan out every single tooth movement, which means you get to see a virtual preview of your final smile before you even begin. How cool is that?
Okay, so once you get your aligners, your success really comes down to one simple thing: wearing them. To make sure everything stays on track, you've got to have them in for about 20 to 22 hours every day. You pretty much only take them out to eat, drink, or brush your teeth.
So, the big question: how long is this going to take? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. If you have some minor crowding, you could be done in as little as 6 months. For more moderate or complex cases, you might be looking at something closer to 18 or even 24 months. It all depends on your specific needs.
So, we've talked about the what and the how, but what does it actually feel like to live with clear aligners day to day? Let's get into how this treatment really integrates into your life.
The most obvious benefit, the one everyone loves, is just how they look. Or, more accurately, how they don't look. Because they're crystal clear and fit perfectly to your teeth, they're practically invisible. You can give a presentation at work, go on a date, hang out with friends, and nobody has to know you're even undergoing treatment.
And it's not just about looks, it's about comfort. There are no sharp metal wires or brackets poking your cheeks. And the flexibility is a huge plus for adults. Got an important dinner meeting? A wedding? Just pop them out. You can eat whatever you want without worrying about breaking something.
And let's not forget about your dental health. You know, with traditional braces, trying to clean around all those brackets and wires can be a real chore, and it can increase your risk for cavities. With aligners, you just take them out, and then you can brush and floss like you always do. It's so much simpler.
Okay, so to give you the whole picture, we need to talk about realistic expectations. Let's get into the practical side of things, what the potential limitations are, and what happens after you're done with the aligners.
Look, while the upsides are incredible, it's only fair to talk about the other side of the coin. The biggest thing is that your success is totally up to you. You have to be disciplined about wearing them. They also can't fix every single severe bite issue. And sometimes, for really tricky tooth movements, your orthodontist might need to bond tiny, tooth-colored attachments to your teeth to give the aligners something to grip. Oh, and you'll probably feel a little pressure or mild discomfort for a day or so each time you switch to a new tray.
And listen, Your journey isn't quite over when you finish your last aligner. This is so important. To protect your investment and make sure those teeth stay perfectly in place, you're going to have to wear a retainer. It's absolutely critical for preventing your teeth from trying to shift back to where they used to be.
So after all that, what kind of problems can clear aligners actually fix? Well, they are incredibly effective for the most common things adults want to correct. We're talking about closing those annoying gaps between teeth, straightening out crowded teeth, and fixing a lot of different bite issues. The result is a smile that's not just more beautiful, but healthier too.
You know, when it's all said and done, this isn't just about moving teeth around. It's about how you feel. It's about that boost of confidence you get when you don't have to think twice before you let out a big laugh or smile for a picture. So I guess the real question to ask yourself is, what would you do with a more confident smile?